Welcome to BodyWork.
But I'm like, here we go. We're discrediting T.O., who actually came off of a victory and already made the leap from 135 to 140. And when people say that this other boxer looked dry on the scales, that was deemed as criticism. This is what I'm saying. Like, so it depends on what fighter you rock with, the light that you perceive them in. If you have on your rose-colored glasses, that's what matters in today's day and time. It matters if you get on social media and say, man, I'll F you up. That matters more than you actually sending a contract and being able to land a deal to get a fight. And my man, he always talk about this era. He said, man, maybe I'm just a grumpy old man and I'm used to the old way. I'm not used to this social media. It's like, well, you know, one thing about survival is you got to be able to adapt to the times. And I be telling people that's like, I'm 42, just turned 42 this week. Just turned 42 2 days ago. Well, a couple of days, on the 20th, I turned 42, right? And I'll be saying that people that's like around my parents' age, right? They actually have to start learning and coming to grasp and gripping onto this technology, especially if they got someone like my age or somebody around them that can actually tell them how to do this from a phone. Why? Because if you don't adapt to technology, you're gonna become a dinosaur, or you're gonna be a slave to whoever knows how to do it. You could be ripped off. If you don't know how to use your phone, you get a new phone, you got personal information on there, you give it to somebody, say, oh, can you show me this? They can take your stuff, they can transfer money, they can do whatever they want. So you have to evolve and adapt. Well, we come to a stage where the social media clout chase, the social media call out, the social media, oh, I thought you was going to spin the block. That's really worth more than you having a contract in your possession. That's more, that's worth more, according to YouTube. Not to me. Not to me. Not to me. And I would deem the other 379 of y'all, whoever, you know, salute to y'all, the kidneys. Salute to the kidneys, man. Whoever is subscribed is because you actually like boxing. You like the X's and O's. You can be fair and impartial. You can act like you was young before. You can act like you've been in fights before. Which leads me to my other trend that's going on. So the social media call out holds more gravity than sending somebody a contract in today's day and time. Getting in the ring and saying somebody's name, calling somebody out in that manner, that don't mean anything. But if you say it on social media, y'all get where I'm going. You get me. So that was the first trend. The other trend now, this is a trend, and I have to bring this up. And to my surprise, I heard it earlier today come from a boxer. In the sport of boxing, right, as a content creator, it's okay when I'm making videos highlighting, you know, you jabbing the shit out of somebody, or you stopping, or you dropping somebody, or I'm showing your footwork and your head movement and, you know, your fundamental skills as a warrior. It's okay when I'm doing that. It's okay. But when I say, oh man, this move is suspect, now I'm a hater. And this is I heard it as early as this morning. And you always know when you actually hit that, you know what I'm saying? You know when you hit that spot, that little weak spot, you always know when you hit that little weak spot. You know how? You'll hear this. Well, that's coming from somebody that ain't never laced up a pair of gloves. That's coming from somebody that ain't never. So now when you don't like the criticism that somebody got to say, oh, you never laced them up. Some of y'all don't even know how to make a sandwich right, but you criticize the guy at McDonald's. Some of y'all can't even fix potato salad, but you criticize the other people that, oh, you see where I'm going with this? So then you become a crab. You become a crab in the barrel because you want to state the truth. You become a crab in the barrel when you point out the fact that all some of these people do is just on these boxes all day, every day, depending on what the topic is, depending on what they want to drive home with the conversation. That's all they do all day, every day. They pick a target. I told you, it's like church. It's like church. You're going to get up, you're going to have their sermon, and it's always going to be a devil. Because what they say is different devils for different, yeah. If you filled in the blank, you know what I'm talking about. So they're going to pick a different devil. So one day it might be Tank in the crosshairs. One day it might be Coach Calvin in the crosshairs. One day it might be Andre. One day it might be Jamal Charlo. But when you talk about their favorite fighter, you hit that soft spot. Oh man, you ain't never fought. You ain't never laced them up. You ain't never, man, shut that dumbass shit up. That makes absolutely no sense. But the standards are changing. Yes. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? You gotta be leery. See, if I want to actually collab with you, if I want to get down with you, that means I know you got some integrity. That means that I want, you know what I'm saying? You think like me. We can actually talk about, we can cover some ground. We can figure some things out. We can have a real good conversation about this boxing talk. If I want to work with you. If I want to work with you. That's how I see it. But you gotta watch out. I was trying to tell one of my favorite people, my favorite set of people. I was trying to say, man, y'all might want to be careful, man. Y'all, you know, who am I? It would look like I'm trying to hold you back or trying to stop your growth. Who am I? I say, hey, man, you might want to watch out for this guy. You might want to watch out for that guy. You might not want to let them. Hey, who am I? I'm not asking to be up there. I don't want to. I was saying, hey, and now it's coming out now. What the real deal is with Purple Veins. And in real time. I always say this, man. I had a video, man. I don't know how many views that thing would have had right now. But I did 2 big videos, 3,000 and 5,000 views each. I took them down. Why? I didn't want that energy because it felt like I was coming at them. But people was watching. And it was nothing but the truth. But now, because just like life, right? You perpetuate a crime. You don't get caught, nobody say nothing. What you gonna do? You're gonna keep perpetuating the crime. Well, guess what? It's done caught up now. People are hip to it now. People are calling out the BS now. And it's a bunch of flip-flops. So you'll have people that'll gravitate, you'll have people that'll come over, they'll steal talking points, they'll steal ideas, they'll learn how to do this, how to do that, they'll take it, they'll use it, they give you no credit for it. They even invite you over on the platform. They invite you to speak. They'll ask you to talk. They'll never say, hey, go subscribe to my man such and such, who I've been pilfering from, who I've been robbing from. They'll never do that. Why? Because it'll be exposure. But it's a big ass organization. See, everybody wants to be affiliated with these name brands. It's just like everybody want to be seen with a Birkin bag. You know, a Hermes or whatever the trend is, Gucci belt or whatever. These name brand channels, just because it's name brand, just because it's a whole bunch of people that's watching, that don't mean that they keep everything right and exact. And I was asking, are y'all gonna check your brother? He out of line, he out of pocket. I thought that it was counterproductive, because if you wanted to see the body snatcher versus the boogeyman, if you wanted to see it, right? Why would you support somebody that would aid the boogeyman from actually making the fight with the body snatcher? Why would you do that? So in hindsight, when you figure out all the lies that has occurred, when all the truth is being exposed, when they peeling back the layers of that onion, right? And everybody getting on them, we got people jumping out to protect that guy who had been lying. And I'm like, well, ain't that counterproductive to protect the guy that's protecting the guy that sabotaged one of the biggest fights, if not the biggest fight in this era that can be made right now? And I think it's on the backside You got the leeward side and the windward side. I think it's on the back side of that mountain. People are losing luster. I don't even talk about it. It got to where I had to die down from talking about some of my top guys because that's all everybody else do. They just talk about those top guys. Good, bad, and different. They just gonna talk about those top guys. If something ever happened to those guys, guess what? They're gonna pick another person to either shit on or big up. And I'm starting to see it already, man. I was talking about my prospect. Let's get into the 40s now. Because unless somebody else hop in, you know what I'm saying, got some smoke, you know what I'm saying, want to know something, got something they want to get off their chest, want to speak their boxing mind, then I'm going to go ahead and get into the oldies, the of the year. Speaking of JaredAnderson, I'm starting to see a big rush, a big wave to kind of push up against this young man. Why? Because they feel like they got to be loyal to another heavyweight. Don't ask me. It's a term. I came out with it. It's called boxing monogamous. There's a lot of fans that push that you got to be boxing monogamous. You can't like Tank and Shakur. You can't like Shakur and Tank. You can't like Devin and Tank. Right? They say you can't. You got to draw a hard line in the sand. So what they do is everything that's on the opposing end, they're going to shit on it. Me, I want to draw the line when they actually get in the ring because they all pretty much all are alike. Some of them are generational talent, like Tank, like Shakur, like Boots, like JaredAnderson. And I'm starting to see this big push up against JaredAnderson because people want to be boxing monogamous. They want to come up, they want to put roadblocks up, they want to divert attention away, they want to give exception to certain people and certain things. And it's like, man, come on, man. The lifeblood of boxing is every day a boxer retires and every day a boxer goes from amateur to pro. It's just like the circle of life. Every day somebody dies and a baby is born. Scarface said it the best. But what we going to do? We not going to admit that Jared is an up-and-coming talent. We not going to give him the same benefit of the doubt that we see with Boots when we say, oh, man, the skill set jumps off the page. So it's okay for Boots to pass the eye test. Oh, man, from the looks of things, you know. But then somebody like Inouye gets no credit. 3 divisions. Just because he's a little guy gets no credit for going up 3 divisions, getting undisputed. No credit. That's why I said belts don't really matter. Opinions do. And that's an unpopular opinion. Belts don't matter, man. If belts matter, I'm going to say this again. If belts matter, Jermell Charlo would be getting hundreds of videos a day, thousands of videos a month. If belts matter. If belts matter. But they don't. Instead, we always get 1,000 videos about the undisputed champion 135. No videos about Inouye, about, you know, beating Paul Butler. No interviews, no hot takes, none of that. So belts only matter. We that's part of the conversation. When you say, oh man, them belts don't really matter. Belts matter in certain divisions. And you know why? In the proof in it, everybody wants to fight Jermell Charlo. Did you hear me?